Hello, folks. This is Malik again. Today's Friday, so we can finish out the week with some heads. If you saw the last video, you know that we are sanctioning. Scheduled out the week going forward. So, oh no, I need more lead. I need to go buy more lead or switch pencils. I'd rather go buy more lead. Anyway. But we section off the week. I put a schedule down for the last video. So today is head/hands day. That's what today I said. And you might say, well, why are you doing this George Bishman book? Well, usually when I do this, I focus on the body. Today, I'm just focusing on the head, trying to get that down, trying to make it look nice. And I'm not doing it in my black and white style because I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do stuff, how I want to break down the head and things like that. Like I have a certain, not certain way, but I have a certain flow already, but it's not to, let me move this back. Let me move forward. Anyway, it's not to the point where I'm like very comfortable with head drawing. So, yeah, just trying to be like, hey, I am. Yeah, so I'm just focusing on heads today. Probably do like one or two, and call it an evening. It is kind of getting late where I'm at right now, so you just do about one or two, call it an evening. This I already know. This I'm not gonna like. That's for certain. I already know I'm not gonna like this. I don't know why, but I'm just like, it's not hitting the way I need it to hit. Right. And for right now, I'm not worried about like his facial hair. Right now, how I do it to start out, I'm just trying to get general shapes down and be like, oh, that's good, and then move on from there. Like even with this head right now, I'm not worried about basic shapes. Like, cause I'm gonna have to start this one over because right now I can already tell too cluttered. There's too much stuff going on. I can't really tell what's what in the butt. Now you would be like, well, Malik, you can watch some videos and all that other good stuff. And yes, I can. And yes, I will. No, it will not be. But that's only like when I finish a couple of these bad boys, you know? That's when I'll do it. Why? Because I need to get a feel for how my style will break down heads before I add anybody else's style to break down heads, if that makes sense, you know? Like I said, I will do it. Trust and believe. I will go and I will be like, hey, now is the time. It's not focusing. There you go. Now is the time to really deep dive into some Loomis or some Steve or wherever I'll get my head drawing uh stuff from, you know? I'll look at different sources, find the source that I like, and then I'll go from there, you know. But I'm really liking how this one already's turned out much better than this one. That one I was trying to do way too much, too fast. And, and like right now, I'm not worried about eyes. I'm not worried about. I put it in the ears, but I'm not even worried about the ears. I am just trying to get shape down. You know, that's it. Trying to get the shape down. So it's gonna look very abstract, and then it's gonna look very not abstract, and then it's gonna go back to looking very abstract again. Right? Right. And I'm just trying to find out the beat from this eye to this eye, see where it goes. Right. I drew this little swirl in here, then came out along this ridge line and came back in. Right. Nose, come back in, nose. Right. And perfectly. Yeah. Where the nose will be placed right there. Like, I'm not even worried about depth. I'm not worried about any of that right now. Just trying to get it in. Like, all that stuff come later. And as I do more and more, it will show up more and more. Right? So then I'm like, I usually come in here. Because this is how I like start doing the body. My body is the way I start doing my body. Is just doing stuff like this. Usually come in here and be like, okay, let's see what I did here. For this is the eyes. All right, cool. Cool. And then I just play with that. You know, I'll keep playing with that over and over again. I like the general head shape I made before with the boom, boom, cranium jaw. And that was a perfect center line. And then I can stretch it because this one is too big. I was just like, yo, here, up, back. And it's like, no, this one, it just flows, right? But then I can mess with it. I can make big, make the head big, the jaw small, right? Things like that. See, I like to draw in realism so I can break it down into more expressionist things like, before, I don't know what I was trying to say. Never mind. Uh, but I did see this one thing about where the eyebrows were just a mask, like the Fantastic Four, not Fantastic, the Incredibles, right? It's just a mask, and that's your eyes, and then that shows the expressions up here. So I'm gonna try and bring that in, right? Because I would like it to have my basic expression down, for my eyes. I did say this is head drawing, and I drew like two semi, not even complete heads, but I'm just trying to work through ideas. Like I said, I'm trying to work through general things. Like, I'm trying to work down, how I put this, I'm trying to work down my construction before I add any real specific things. So I really like the construction of this head, how I did it from when I just did it right here. So now I just need to figure out eyes and nose and mouth. And I've done that before in the past. Like when I did heads before, not really that much. I used to do this, and that's nice. I like the eyebrows method, but it just don't flow that well, if that makes sense. So the question is, how do I get this to flow into this? Yeah, I gotta bring that. I gotta bring that hook up more. It's gotta hook that swirl up more, right? But this is the keynote right there in the center. There's a like a keystone shape right in the center between your eyebrows, and it kind of dips down and makes this U shape, and then your nose kind of sprouts out from there. So like it goes like this eyebrow, key, key, keystone shape part of the forehead, and then other eyebrow. Right. So if I go like that, right, another eyebrow, right, that works on my center line. Because weirdly enough, weirdly enough, right, your eyes are kind of closer than people really think, right? Because when I used to draw heads, I used to think my eyes were like over here and then over there. And it's like, no, they're over here and then like over here, you know? It's not that far apart. Usually people are like, with that far apart eyes, you're like, oh my gosh, you got frog eyes. I'm like, yo, calm down. So now we can just go back to the basic structure of the face I did. Go back here. I don't need to, I can draw in these lines, boom, boom, right? But what I really want is this. Now, how I just drew this head is hard. It kind of is counterproductive. It makes this section messy if I did that here, but it doesn't feel right to come underneath. I guess that works if I went underneath. So if I did that, oh, you can't see that. If I did this and brought it down, this needs to be widened out because I'm naturally going like that, and it's way too small. And then this would be sharp, and this would be sharp. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Right there you go. Take out the zoom. Let's try. Yeah, let's go over here. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're going around here. You're coming up. You're coming over. See, but then it cuts right into that eye. That don't work for my wife. So I'm just trying to break down the problem into easy, simplified, characteristic steps, right? So then I can replicate it whenever, wherever, however, and no problems, right? Yeah, I mean that works. If I did this, came up right there, came around right there, came back around like that. See now this is my other, this is my eye socket right here. It kind of matches with that. So I just come off of this, come around and draw that, right? Now you might even say, well, dang Malik, that's kind of convoluted and a little complicated. You know, isn't it simple just to do this and X, Y, and Z? And it may be. For you, it may be just like that, right? But for me, this is how my brain works, and I feel like you have to follow how your brain works to get where you want to go. If you just are like, hey, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing, and you never actually, and then you just keep failing at it over and over again, then you get frustrated with it. It's like, well, I'm not good at art. Are you not good at art, or are you just trying to copy other people and not find your own style of art, of what you want to do and how you want to do it, you know? Now, this will always be subject to change. This is just me starting out. It's going to get a lot better over time. I would never be like, hey, this will be the end all be all to my style. I don't think anybody truly has a end all be all to their style. And you also would notice here is that I am not worrying about 3D structure. I'm not worried about, how good it looks right now. If I got the facial features in proportions right, that's all gonna come with time. Facial hair is gonna come with time. The head shape gonna come with time. Right now, I'm just trying to get my simple 2D structure that I can put down easily, and then I can draw from it. Right? Like for my body, if I did this, right? Yeah, if I did this is how my body used to start out. This was the torso. This was the hips. Now we kind of add a couple more things, and boom, bada bing, bada boom. You know, bada bing, bada boom. But you would never know that this was a torso and a hip. But I know it. Then I can add on a shape. You know, it is still a shape. It never stopped being a box in my head. Still there. It's just I need to break it down in a way I can understand it in my head, 2D structure wise. So then I could pull out all these 3D structures, all the planes of the face, all the this and that, and all the how to block off shadow parts, the airs, all that. Right? Then the structure of the face, the bones, all that. Because I probably have to do something with some bone structure to get where I need to go later, right? And that's just all a part of the planning and growing in the phase, in the beginning phase, right? Because you never stop growing out of your beginning phase. That kind of sounds kind of productive for high level art, but understand, right? I will always be doing that for my torso or that. for my torso. Even if my torso is in a very horrible position to do that with, right? I scratched my nose. Actually, was this position that the body was in. Right? And then you go, oh my gosh, wait, but there's more. That's a head. That's a head. And the head is on top of the body. So that means now I can change this position of what I just did to fit, right? Because if this is my torso and you can't see it, that means you can't see this middle part, or you can barely see the middle part, and then it will go, and I'm going through it, and it's going to come out a leg right there, right? The arm going to come out right here, right? Because it's going to come from the back, up from here, then back out there. See that? And then rules of my thing goes right here and out back here and yada 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 and yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So I know this was to be a head thing, and I did kind of do a head, but I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, all to say this simple. If you've been watching through this, is this all to say this? This is supposed to be heads day, right? And for the next couple days, I'm just trying to figure out how to do the heads I want to do, right? See, hand day, which will be next week for this day, is a lot easier. It's going to be a lot simpler. I'm not going to do this for hands day because, see if I can find that thing. There you go. Because I did this already, right? All of these are hands. They're hands. I was figuring out my hands. How I want to do my hands. What shapes I want to make my hands. The system I want to put my hands in, right? They're all hands. The hands are a lot easier than the face because I already did that. So next week, today, I might do another face one probably because I already did this for hands and I kind of want to break it down even more. Probably even I'll get off and break it down even more, right? But this will be the last video, not the last video, but this will be it for today's video. I'm probably doing do one video per day, try to make it a little easier. You know, I feel like doing a whole bunch of videos one after another kind of clogs up the machine a little bit. So we're gonna do one video. I'm probably gonna break, like I said, I'm probably gonna break down heads more even after this video. But I wanted to leave y'all with this, and that is to just keep working at the problem, right? Just break it down. As you see, I drew all over his face, right? Break down the problem, break it down in your own style and how you want it to be and how you think about things and think about problems, right? And break it down to simple solution, and then you can build onto that, right? I did the head shape, and now I'm doing eyes. And once I feel comfortable with breaking down eyes in a more general shape, I'll do nose, mouth, ears, and then I will add on to that and build it up more and more and more and more and more until I get to the point where I am doing things like this, right? I would never been able to do this like 2-3 years ago. I had to break down my problems to get to this point. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Go out there Find what you want. Find the artists that you like. Find the artists that resonate with your style, and break down the problems. Right? Go to like live things or get a book like this and go out there and break down the problems of their body style, how you want to do things, and things like that. Right? But that'll be all for today. Be safe and well out there. Peace. Bye. Peace. Guys, I've never said that before.